CBS News has learned Ghislaine Maxwell was just transferred to a lower security correctional facility in Bryan, Texas. The move follows Maxwell's two-day meeting with Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche in Tallahassee, where she had been held.
Joining us now is CBS News Justice Correspondent Scott McFarland. Scott, why is she being moved, and what's the difference between the two prisons?
Hey, Dick and Jess, to be clear, the Department of Justice and Bureau of Prisons are not saying why this transfer happened, but the timing of it all is raising concerns and criticisms from victims that this is a form of leniency in return for that two-day interview she did last week with the Deputy Attorney General. Bryan Federal Prison in Texas, outside of Houston, is about half the size of the federal facility in Tallahassee, has lower security restrictions. It's called a prison camp. The explanation hasn't been given, so it's going to fuel those criticisms, including from Virginia Giuffre's family. Giuffre, the most visible and vocal of the Epstein victims. They say this is leniency, and they say it is shocking and an outrage.
Speaking of that two-day meeting that you just mentioned, do we know what came out of that meeting between Maxwell and Todd Blanche?
Neither her defense attorney, David Marcus of Florida, nor Todd Blanche are saying what happened in that lengthy day-and-a-half interview at the federal court in Tallahassee. But that said, the Deputy Attorney General says they'll release information at, quote, the appropriate time. Raises questions about what'll be released and when it'll happen, Jess.
Yeah, and what about the fact that she's offered to testify before Congress if conditions are met, notably immunity? A lot of people think that'll never happen. What do you think?
She also wants the questions in advance. A congressional source speaking with CBS News tonight says Ms. Maxwell will not be getting questions in advance, and they have just postponed that interview potentially for months. The Supreme Court has agreed to look, or is expected to consider, looking at Maxwell's appeal, which means Congress is going to keep its powder dry until the court does so. Dick and Jess, they don't reconvene for conferences till late September.
Right.
Okay. Well, we will be waiting then. Scott McFarland, thank you very much.
Thanks, Scott.